We all know Jungkook and Jimin have some pretty interesting late-night habits. And no, we're not talking about those days when the BTS members used to live together and even share underwear. We're talking about what they actually do after midnight, or sometimes even before. Aside from their flawless skincare routines, both of them have their own little nighttime rituals. For instance, Jungkook recently sang a few lines of Soda Pop from the movie Demon Hunters, showing just how much they love spending their nights surrounded by music and movies.
My little soda pop, you're all I can think of, every drop I drink of, you're a soda pop.
So, ARMY, grab your popcorn because we're about to dive into every movie the Golden Maknae has ever recommended, from his early picks to his latest favorites. First up, let's go straight to his romantic side. Back when he was a kid, Jungkook made it clear that he's always been into love stories. When he first watched Spirited Away, he wasn't just mesmerized by the animation. He even admitted he imagined himself as Haku and thought he'd grow up to be as handsome as the protagonist. And of course, he is. A couple of years later came movies like Love 911, the one that gave us one of his most talked-about confessions. Someday, he wants to recreate its most iconic scene when he's in a relationship. But of course, every fan already knows that. Jungkook's recommendations don't stop there, so The Girl Who Leapt Through Time also makes it onto his list, showing just how much he loves stories that blend romance with personal growth. And of course, if we're talking about love, Titanic had to be there. In 2018, Jungkook said it was his #1 movie of all time, and even confessed that love should feel like that. And let's not forget La La Land, one of his all-time favorites. He's even been caught recreating one of its iconic dance moves. And as if that weren't enough, Jungkook, along with the rest of BTS members, actually got the chance to meet Emma Stone, the star of the movie. Also on his list are Secret and Your Name, which prove that Jungkook believes in those stories where fate brings people together. And if you thought those were JK's only recommendations, you're wrong. He even recommended Love and Leashes, a bold and unique movie that shows Jungkook isn't just into classic romance. He's also drawn to stories that break the mold. After crying our eyes out with Titanic, it's time to change the mood and have a good laugh, because Jungkook's fun side is just impossible to ignore. When it comes to a night full of laughs, his go-to picks are The Hangover 1, 2, and 3. Yep, the Golden Maknae knows how to enjoy those movies that are perfect for switching off and having a good time. And if he's in the mood for some sharper humor, Don't Look Up is also on his list. Because of course, JK knows how to appreciate a good satire too. But his list isn't all romance and comedy. Jungkook's got an epic side too, and that's where the heroes and the tear-jerking stories come in. His love for Iron Man is no secret. He's mentioned it countless times, copied his poses, and talked about him like a true fan. So much so that many fans even compare his dynamic with RM to that of Iron Man and Spider-Man. That perfect mix of admiration, closeness, and teamwork. So when Avengers Endgame came out, Jungkook admitted he cried like never before. And as if that weren't enough, he also surprised us by recommending The Man from Nowhere, a gripping Korean thriller that proves just how diverse his taste in movies really is. And recently, as we know, Jungkook recommended the movie Demon Hunters, and even sang Soda Pop, proving once again that the Golden Maknae doesn't just watch movies, he lives them.
I'm Iron Man.
As for Jimin, he's been dropping hints about his romantic side for years, and the first one came back in 2014. In his Festa profile, he revealed that the movie Always was the best film he had ever seen in his life. Years later, that same movie crossed paths with Jimin again. In 2020, the Japanese remake of Always featured Your Eyes Tell as its main theme, a song produced by none other than Jungkook. Jimin even said it became his favorite song of the year. When it comes to romance, we can't ignore one of Jimin's all-time favorite movies. Or maybe his absolute favorite, The Notebook. He's mentioned it in 2017, 2018, 2019, and even confirmed once again in 2023 that it's still his favorite film. Yes, Jimin just can't get over this movie, and honestly, we don't want him to. On top of that, in 2023, Jimin revealed that his song Like Crazy was inspired by his favorite film, The Notebook. So it's clear that this movie holds a special place in his heart. What Jimin never imagined, though, was that years later Ryan Gosling, the star of The Notebook, would offer to give him his guitar, all because they both wore the same cowboy outfit. Jimin in Permission to Dance, and Gosling in Barbie. That sweet gesture surely put a big smile on Jimin's face. And even though he was serving in the military at the time, it was such a touching moment that it brought smiles to fans everywhere.
And style, you have to give them your most prized possession. So, I hope you'll accept Ken's guitar as my humble offering. And besides, Ken doesn't really play anyway, so it'll be much better in your hands.
But Jimin doesn't just stick to classic romance. He's also admitted that he enjoys movies like Coco. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. The story of Coco is all about family, support, and unconditional love. Just like the bond Jimin has with his family, in particular his dad, who always encouraged him to follow his dream of becoming a singer. Jimin has shown many times how much his parents and younger brother mean to him. And speaking of more recent favorites, Jimin also shared that he's been hooked on dramas like Reborn Rich and Big Bet, proving that his romantic side blends perfectly with his love for thrilling, intense stories. Other honorable mentions include the time RM revealed that Jimin was watching The Boss Baby to improve his English skills, and when Jungkook and Jimin were caught watching a Barbie movie together. What matters most is that both of them know how to make the most of their free time, and thanks to these movie recommendations, fans can experience the very same emotions that Jimin and Jungkook did, and of course, we are really thankful for their recommendations.
Baby, why so many go away? Say what you want.